Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. The overview here will be very similar to Bitcoin. We have come down lower yesterday as anticipated. To be honest, last week I was quite disappointed when we only touched the support area here and didn't get very far into it. Now we've got that now sorted. And as suggested yesterday, this was only a 3-wave move up. So we were in favor of another dip down deeper into the support area. It would certainly have been more short. I mean, the scenario is indeed still that there is short-term bullish potential that the market can use. We see here a little bit of a sell-off at the moment, not entirely unexpected. After obviously we talked yesterday about the move to the upside only being in 3 waves, so not really convincingly bullish, which means that the move up here in this 3rd wave has most likely not started yet. So the idea was that this was a wave 1 in 5 waves. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We peaked here at around 1,290. We came down in a so-called W wave. We moved up in a so-called X wave and then had here an ABC. Different counts are possible. Showed you that in the previous video. That is not so important. What happened here? What's most important is now, do we hold this support area, which is based on Fibonacci retracement levels of this wave 1 here. And it goes all the way down to 1230. Let me just double check that. Might need to change this very slightly. It goes all the way down to 1236. The 78.6% Fib level. Yeah, and this is the level that really needs to hold, because going below that level will make it less likely that this is still a wave 2, and the probabilities that the market can still rally in a 3rd wave into the 1400 region will be reduced. Okay, so ideally we are turning around now. Yes, we could drop once more to 1236, but if we drop any lower, probabilities for a continuation of the uptrend in wave 3, yeah, in yellow, this particular wave count, these probabilities will significantly reduce. So, you know, at the moment we're following the primary expectation, but it should really turn around now or very shortly. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with one more dip. Yeah, absolutely not. But then it should be it. We've got, like on the Bitcoin chart, the situation that we can draw this channel. That is a channel that, where's the channel? We need to connect waves 5 here and wave B. So that's one way of doing it. And I've got a parallel channel here. And if you connect these and if you create a parallel channel, that is quite an important one in Elliott Wave, the way to do this. Create a parallel channel, and you can see that this C wave of Y ended in a so-called throw under. That is a chapter, I think it was, in the principle of, or the Elliott Wave principle, or the wave principle. And he's talking about those throw unders or throw overs, and that those impulsive waves, it could be in this case a wave 4, obviously a wave C has 5 waves, and the 5th wave ends sometimes in a so-called throw under, or if we talk about the end of an uptrend, you talk about throw over, where the channel gets broken, but then it goes back into the channel, and that is a sign, at least the first sign, and not evidence or anything, but the first sign that this move down could be over. So let's see. We've already made the first higher low and first higher high we're gonna get. So it will be interesting. So at the moment, I'm in favor of that this move down is finished, but bear in mind there is no evidence. I want to see 5 waves to the upside. At the moment, I only have 1, 2, and 3. So there's not really strong evidence yet. We could, without a problem, still come down, but it's a first sign. And real evidence we will get as soon as we break above 1284. This is the support area in which we currently are. Ideally, we turn around here now, otherwise it will probably fail. What would be the fallback scenario? Well, the fallback scenario would be that this wave 2 here, which presumably ended on the 7th of December, never ended, that it will end somewhere here. Yeah, that this move is quite a strong and complex decline and correction, yeah, after we moved up in this wave 1, which was a 5-wave move, and we came down presumably in a WXY pattern in wave 2, and then started obviously wave 3 with this 1-2 setup, but that this wave 2 here in the green box never really finished. Similar situation to Bitcoin. If we drop below the yellow support area, we're going to fall back into this scenario, have to reset higher degree wave 2, and then would have to say maybe, even though these are really rare, these scenarios, I might have to say this was W, X, Y, X, Z, yeah, which is a very complex correction. They are very rare. I would not really be inclined to use it, but I would have to probably. Yeah, this is the fallback scenario. Need to see how it will develop structurally, but this would be the fallback scenario. The problem with these WXYXZ patterns is I don't like to use them because they are nothing else than a 5-wave move to the downside in this case, and it could very well be a leading diagonal to the downside. So it is a very, very unreliable pattern, and they are very rare just because they are so unreliable. So I would try to find another way to do it, and however, this is very clearly just the fallback scenario. So if we drop below the 1236 level, we could fall back into the green box. Yeah, and this is at 1229 to 1186, and if we really drop below 1186, 1185, that is when I think this entire possible bullish structure is going to break down. I mean, at the moment we still have a chance that the scenario works with short-term upside potential, but first of all we need to hold 1236. If we don't do that, we have one more chance to hold 1185. If that doesn't hold, I think this whole 1-2 setup is probably not going to hold. And yeah, that's my view about Ethereum. Again, bear in mind tomorrow's CPI data release. That's probably the most important event of this week. So we may not see too much movement today. We'll see. Certainly tomorrow there will be a lot of volatility. And then we've got the Fed interest rate decision just one day after. I would argue that the CPI is much more important this week than the interest rate decision, because I think they're not going to change the interest rate, the forecast. Yeah, I would be quite surprised if they do anything different than 50 basis points, but you never know. But I think CPI is the more important one because that's what they will probably base their decision to a degree on as well. Okay, and that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.